him off and he gonna fall in love. That's when he gonna fall in love.
Okay, I could get that. I guess I could kind of get that. Now, the fact that this happens a lot in relationships. All right, one person feels a certain way and they start to take off on their feelings, and the other person kind of is still reserved and a little bit laid back. Could this end up being an issue for Brett and Ryan?
It could be potentially, because it's just like a man. A woman will always be there, and then y'all don't catch up, and then when we're done being there, then y'all want to catch up after we're done, right, Key?
Ouch! I feel like you were talking to me.
Oh, did it? Well,
ouch.
shots
I mean,
fired.
hold on. We ow.
You throw a rock in the pack of balls, the one that hollers when you
I
hit.
ain't hiding behind my rock, Yusuf. I said what I said. I said what I said.
Excuse me.
Lynn talk about something. Yeah, she said it after they swashbuckles. and Ibrahim makes a point. Ryan, like most dudes, need sex. Is that the case?
She didn't say that she wouldn't have sex, Ibrahim.
Actually, I think she's ready to have sex. He's not ready.
Her pump is primed. Her pump is primed. Like she is. Yeah, she's ready. He's 100% ready.
Knee rubs. One more knee rubs.
All right, so they then shift on to Mirla and Rachel, and they talk about Jose and his interactions, and she feels as though Jose doesn't listen, does a lot of talking.
Damn talk all the time. He won't never shut the hell up.
But that's his personality. She know him.
That's all he do. Yeah, all them big old teeth, them big pretty teeth. All he do is do it again. I'm dead. Do it one more time.
That's how he look in the little frame. You see it?
I do it.
I see. Oh, I gotta go after the man teeth. He got good hygiene.
He got some pretty teeth.
That wasn't an insult, but I think he likes to talk to hear himself. He doesn't actually talk to have a conversation. It's to hear himself talk.
Yeah.
But
he likes himself a lot.
Do you think she likes that part about him? Because she ain't really never told him just to shut up. She let the man talk.
Well, she doesn't have a voice, so he talks for the both of them. He over talks too.
Yeah, he does. Jose talks too much.
Too much. You're right.
All right. They then shift over to, I think, was like one of the most interesting conversations. They go to Zack and Michaela. Now, this is the first time they're seeing each other since the blow up, since that argument in which he walks out.
Since Ali Frazier.
Zack kind of doesn't know. I guess he couldn't figure out a way to. He couldn't figure out a way to.
I need you to break this down, Keith. You gotta explain this to me, man.
I got you.
How you say what? You got to break it down for him.
Right. Yeah, after this, I'm gonna break it down.
Okay, so we're gonna show the video, and so that we can, just for those who missed it, and then we're gonna kind of get into it, because I was thoroughly confused after he was done.
It feels like I'm sitting under a tree reading a book of my love life. I got to the chapter of I took the chance to be married at first sight, and I'm very excited to read this book. Then a bee comes along. So I'm like, okay, get away, bee, get away. The bee goes away. I'm like, should I leave this tree? Because I don't like bees, but I'm gonna stay right here and keep reading this book. I love this book. I want to see where it ends. Then another bee comes along. Same situation. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna continue to read this book because I really want to see where this book takes me. And then the third bee comes along and stings me. And so now I'm like, it's time for me to get up from this tree, because I want to read this book. And I swear I'm trying to under this tree, but like the bees won't let me. And so to translate that to our situation, the bees is the way you handle like situations, like conflict. There's been 3 instances that have been the exact same.
And for each one, there's always been a cause. And who has caused it? You act like as if I come out and I come in and I just snapped at you.
Okay.
For no reason. I acknowledge that I did all of these things, but what doesn't happen is Zack doesn't say what the cause was.
Michaela,
that's a problem.
Well, first off, before you get to your breakdown, Key, because I was thoroughly confused.
Bro, what is he talking about?
I think he had a great analogy.
He did.
We missed this.
Ibrahim had a
I
great
don't know how you
explanation.
missed it, but I think it was a good analogy.
He's right.
Here goes Ibrahim's explanation. He called her
right.
a pest.
He's
You
right.
got that? Oh God, I can't. You need to twist the back. We need that.
No, for real.
He did.
That's it right there.
Mhm.
Ibrahim dropped a bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like he called her a pest. Like you nag, she's like a gnat that won't get away.
No, he
So-
didn't say that. He said B.
He said
B.
Because she is a bee.
the killer bee. So Michaela's a killer bee. She's
She
Wu
is.
Tang.
She's a
Oh,
hornet.
no.
She's a
You see the shirt? Wu-Tang.
She's a part of the Wu Tang. So explain it, Key. Let's break it down for her.
So basically, what Zack was trying to say is he went on to Married at First Sight to find the love of his life. But there have been several instances where she has buzzed in his ear when he was trying to make it work. And he he stayed. Even though he wanted to go over there to the other tree, he has stayed there. But then the last time, she bit him. She bit him. She bit him. And now he wondering if it's worth it all or he need to just take his tail to another tree where he won't get bit no more.
Okay.
It makes sense. Y'all trying to make this not make no
So
sense. Y'all
basically,
just
what
girl
he's
bit-
saying, I gave it a shot the first time and tried to stay. I
Mhm.
gave it a shot the second time, even though the doggone damn bee keep bothering me. I'm still
Mhm.
trying to stay. I just want to read the book. Girl, I'm trying
Yeah.
to stay with you, but you still doing this stupid stuff. The third time is like, you know what? I can't do this. And I'm worn out. And I don't feel it. I don't think I want to do this because you keep exploding like a fool.
That's it. See,
There it go.
that's it. It made
But-
sense.
It made sense
The
to me.
analogy-
I don't
no,
see
it
why
made
makes
sense when
to
y'all
you.
broke it down, but when he said it, it was stupid.
It made sense to you too.
It was stupid. It was
Big
stupid.
muffins.
Just call
Big
it what it is. Call it what it was. It was stupid.
But you do
I
get it
don't think
now.
so. You want
I
to
mean,
know why
I get
it's
it because
stupid?
you know what? It took the female perspective to break that down. Because when I'm listening to this dude talk, I'm like, okay, you reading the book, you got stung by a bee.
He didn't say he
Keep
got
reading the
stung
book,
by
and
the
the
bee.
same bee keeps stinging.
Flying
And
around.
he said all I heard was you got stung by a bee. You sitting there reading the book under the tree, and I'm like, bro, what you doing?
But this the
move. You know,
problem.
black people and bees don't get along.
But this is the problem. This the problem. She's so stupid. I ain't even gonna call the girl stupid, but she's so ruined and spoiled and so explosive and toxic that it just went like this, Key. It went all over her head. Cause
It
she
did.
It went over him.
and
He's
It didn't go
head.
over our-
she's like, huh? What? Yes, you. So you just act like I just honed down on you. Yes, you did. All because he stepped outside for a moment.
Ibrahim, you was right. He called her a pest straight to her face.
Now,
You
I
did.
Now, Carolina Watson said, I'm not gonna continue to sit under this tree with all these bugs.
Thank you,
And-
Carolina.
Ibrahim actually says, because Zack is a female.
Now you can what you not gonna do.
That's why
Now,
it
see, I done stood up and I
hey,
wait a
hey,
minute.
Jeff, doesn't that make sense now?
No,
It makes
it's
sense.
not.
It makes
She
sense.
is not a female.
Makes
The
sense.
women knew to explain it because Zack is a female.
He was
No, because
speaking
it's
their
an analogy that
language.
makes
really
sense.
hear what he's saying is.
Because Michaela's crazy.
Well,
Michaela's not a female.
Yeah, she
She's
is crazy.
Michaela,
So,
listen.
so does that make
notice-
Michaela the dude in the relationship?
Yes.
No, it
She's
makes her the
got-
toxic one in the relationship.
No, she's
She's the dude in the relationship. She
She-
called the shots.
No,
Yeah.
she does not.
yeah, she does.
She called the
She
shots.
does not.
She called the
no.
shots.
What is wrong with the man saying?
Oh,
And
oh.
yes, he's. I'm waiting on it.
I don't have it. We're not in the studio. I gotta go. I gotta get it. I ain't got it. We have it next week. We'll have it next week. We're in the Hartsville studio. When we
Want me to
in
say it?
Columbia next week. When we in
Moist
Columbia next week.
and saturated.
No, hold on. Wait. I need to
Good
take a second for
God,
this. I want
he's
you.
moist.
Time out. I need to take a second just to say this. I can't say that word no longer to myself because that song plays in my head every time I hear it now because I've been listening to this show so much. I can't. Moist has been eliminated from my vocabulary. Thank you, Jenn.
All right.
You're welcome.
All right, let's get into it a little bit more. They move on to Johnny and Bao having dinner. Johnny talks about his feelings of being unsure, but why does Johnny he's quick on the trigger. Bao lets him know, yo, I'm all in, I'm here, I'm gonna do this. Johnny brought up the question, right? Bao just answered. How you gonna get? He got upset when all he did was answer. All she did was answer.
She didn't answer the way that he wanted her to answer.
Yeah, he's
I got that conversation.
He's wishy-washy.
Wait,
When
go
they
ahead,
were
Jeff.
having that conversation and they were talking, Johnny said, like, she was assuming a lot of stuff, right? And Johnny said, "Just ask me," and she kept talking. And he was like, "Yo, just ask me." And she kept talking. So by the time she asked him, he was pissed. Started shooting. That's
How
what
did
happened.
she assume when he said out his own mouth that he wanted to leave? He was thinking that, like she was saying, everything she thought was based off of what he said before.
Right.
He showed her that when he left. That's not an assumption.
You got to give the man time to explain. Like, that's all he really want to talk. He just want to say, let me explain myself. Let me say this. Let me get this off my chest. Then you
it's not
feel
her
however you
fault.
want to feel.
His perspective changes day to day, because last week he said something totally different.
Oh, and then on the honeymoon, I'm all in.
That's what I'm saying. So she's only going off of his behavior. That's not an assumption.
Well, I got the answer to
that
that.
could be confusing to a person, because he's good when everything's good. He's good.
No.
As long as she's doing what he wants her to do, as long as she's catering to him, he's fine. But
Man, I got the answer.
She has a different perception or different outlook on things, it's a problem. I don't know if I can ride the wave.
I got the answer for you, Jen.
What?
Johnny, and I'm gonna talk to the people.
Talk to the people.
Johnny belongs. HBO has a place for Johnny.
They do.
Fuck boy.
H-boy.
Oh Lord.
You gonna bleep it out?
It's live. I'm gonna bleep it out. It's live.
I'm sorry.
HBO has a place for Johnny.
F-boy.
And it's called F-Boy Island. When Johnny wasn't, now as we go through this, let's go through the layers here. When they were on the honeymoon, what was Johnny trying to do? Smash. Johnny was trying to, as the Scumbag Lounge would put it, shouts out to Scumbag Lounge every Wednesday. As they would put it, he was trying to get the Fruit of the Looms.
Yep.
He was trying to get the food. He was trying to get to those Fruit of the Looms.
The package panties.
The package panties. He was trying to get to them. And so he went and had this big beach romantic thing, thinking that, hey, I'm gonna get to that.
Yep.
But Bao wasn't there yet.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? She wasn't there yet. So now Johnny's like, all right, I got to switch my strategy. What do F-boys do? F-boys don't quit. They adapt. So they're like, okay, the romantic stuff didn't work. So let me double back and let me try this pity thing where I'm upset with the things she does and try to get her to conform to that and to get her to make me happy. I'm a this, that, and the third. Well, that didn't work. So now he lost. Now I want to leave.
And she's like,
well, I don't know what you're going to do. You can't leave for 3 months.
Clearly.
You under contract, brother. Like, you can't go nowhere for 3 months.
Stuff, player.
He's not. I feel like they're gonna have issues because he's just not consistent, and she's very strategic in her thinking. She's very detailed, and she's always into what she's going to do. And he, like, when she did the date night, he was just a real, can I say ass? Oh, I already said it.
Well, but he started out, but he came around.
He did.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's jumping forward a little bit. Ibrahim said he didn't know she would make his frat boy behind work for the box.
There you go.
Wouldn't work for that juice box. All right. Sometimes it's hard to get that straw in that juice box.
You know what?
Experts give the couple some deeper questions. You got to get it out the wrapper, and then it's got to read. It's a little tough sometimes. All right, the experts give the couple some deeper questions that are geared around.
I can't.
Hey, Jenn got some nerve. She was swinging from antlers 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, then. All right, then. Nerve.
I was laughing at Jeff.
Oh, he's laughing at Jeff?
Yeah, he was over there dying.
All right, the experts give the couple some deeper questions, really geared around love, Johnny and Bao, in this situation. Johnny says he learned a lot about sex from hentai, which is cartoon porn. He said his parents
I've
didn't teach
never
him-
heard of that.
I looked it up because I was curious.
Fine, Key, was it worth looking at?
But once
No,
again,
she ain't say nothing about it after that though. She don't seen a
hey,
couple
listen,
episodes.
you can tell that's my cousin, boy. It's hard to get that straw in the Capri Sun, man.
The boy said the Caprice.
It's hard to get it in the Capri Sun.
Son,
You need to behave.
Lord, we can have a whole episode just on the juice box analogy right there.
Oh yeah. We're gonna come back to that. That's the name of this episode, Juice Box. All right. So anyway, do you, if you notice, and let's get serious for a minute, you saw Johnny in action here. He seemed to pretty much manipulate the conversation to get to the point of what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
How, if we're talking about love, do we get to, I didn't learn about sex?
No, that was one of the cards. It was one of the
Yeah, that's one of the cards.
Oh,
That
the
were on.
question?
Yeah, it was from the expert.
Okay, so what was the question about
The
sex?
question was like, what was
When was the first time you learned about sex?
Was that?
How did you learn or something?
I don't
that.
think that was the
That
question.
was one of the questions. 'Cause,
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
it
feel
was.
like it.
I think
Yes,
everybody.
it was one of the questions.
Oh yeah, it was.
Okay.
The first
All right,
question
well-
was, have you ever been in love?
Love.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then,
And then the second was, how did
like-
you learn about sex?
but I thought the second question was, what does it take for you to fall in love?
I was like, was that the third?
I
or
thought it
somewhere on that
was,
list?
I could be
have
wrong.
you ever been in love before? And
It was a sex question. Ibrahim says it was a sex question.
Mhm.
I believe y'all, but it's like 3-1 at this point.
I kind of think what happened is the other couples got so caught up
In
in
the
the
love
love
question that
and
they
Johnny
didn't-
didn't want to stay there.
No, Johnny was
Yeah.
like, Johnny was like, I don't have no feelings for you.
Yeah, so they went to the next question, whereas the other couples went more in depth.
I need to
the
go
love.
swimming. That's what Johnny wanted to do. He wanted to go swimming.
Yeah.
I got knees, woman. Come on,
Johnny wanted some Mugu Gai Pan. So
come on now, come on now, come on now. The Mushu is there.
he wanted that Mushu.
Mushu.
Well, and it worked. And pretty much they
Did you see the problems melt away after that?
he
because
yeah.
she's doing what
He
wants
wants.
her to do. I mean,
Uh.
what? I mean, he's being an F boy. That's what F boys do. I'm gonna ride the wave as long as the wave is right. Young sauce.
We
Ibrahim needs to behave on here.
He don't know how.
He don't know how. I can tell. He don't know.
All right, so
Moist. Good God, he's
Oh,
moist
Lord,
and
no.
saturated.
then they shift to Brett and Ryan's conversation. They both say they've been in love twice. Now, and we'll get to Ryan. Ryan says that he's still waiting to feel things he just isn't. He talks about he isn't waiting too long, but it contradicts his early statement. But I got his video here. Let's look at this real quick because
What's going to make you fall in love?
I really don't know because I'm still waiting to feel things that are, slower than I might have anticipated.
he is a walking contradiction. Because literally in the last episode, his friends was talking about how quick, what was the quickest time he fell in love was like in 24 hours or 48 hours, something like that.
That's why it didn't work out.
Yeah, and he's fallen in love in 8 weeks. But now you're saying you don't usually fall in love like this.
But I thought he said he fell in love fast.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
He
That's
said
why
he fell in
was
love fast.
nervous because he thought he
You
should
got
be
you
there.
got to read in between them lines.
But
He
gotta
directing
try
it at her. I don't. He just saying I don't want you.
That's right.
So okay, my question, ladies, would you prefer a man let you know that he just doesn't want you than drag it out?
What kind of question is this?
Because
Say that
some,
question again.
No, because some women are okay with being drugged.
That's not no.
That's not
That
true.
ain't
Okay.
me.
Some women are okay with being drugged. Like they would
some women.
They would rather for their own.
I think in the situation that you're talking about, I think those women feel like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, and he'll eventually love me.
That's what I'm talking
They
about.
try to sway the man. See, me, once you tell me you don't feel the way that I feel, or that you don't feel like
it's time to
I'm
go.
not gonna waste my time, because Bobby over there can feel what I'm feeling now. You feel me?
Not Bobby over there.
Bobby over there.
Bobby Hill.
Bobby Hill.
Y'all not watching him.
But that's true, because and that's the thing with men. If you just tell me what you want, or tell me that you don't want it, if you're just honest, maybe I might be. I mean, I'm not saying me personally, but maybe you may see the girl that say, "Well, I'm gonna just ride along just in case you might change your mind," and then you might get something to say. Women live in delusion. You know what? You're right.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Some of us do.
That is
Some
so
of us
true.
do. Because I want it so bad, I'm gonna stick with it just in case you might change your mind. But always keep in mind, you can never make a man change his mind. He gonna go as long as you want him to go, because he gonna get the draws and the money and your time. I'm telling you,
draws, money, and the time.
That's a lie.
Some women hear what they want. I mean,
they do.
I can get with that though.
Yeah. I kind of agree on that.
No, well, on that one, Ibrahim, I agree, but then I kind of disagree on a sense, and this is probably the first time ever I've disagreed with my cousin. In that sense, I'm thinking that's an everybody problem.
Yeah,
I think everybody hears what they want. Everybody hears what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does. We have selective hearing when we want to. We don't always be like, yo, I'm gonna listen to what this person is trying to impart upon me. I'm gonna pretty much just hear what I want to hear. I want to hear the good. I don't want to hear the bad.
Right.
I don't want to hear what this person is trying to tell me. And sometimes, and I'm gonna be honest, Brett, being a woman, I always hear about women's intuition. She plumb dumb if she's literally looking at him contradict himself. She literally. So I mean, in that sense, I don't know if you can. I don't know. I think that their relationship is almost in a destined for doom type situation.
Yeah, it's sad though, because we was.
It's slowly but surely dying off, man. I get it, because he's like, I need the time to really figure this out, because when you get with a certain person, you're like, okay, I just gotta maneuver around these feelings. But I do think she just kind of needs to hold him a little more, like, okay, we either doing this or we not doing this. Because I know from like personal experience, man, like my wife had to like shake me one time, like, yo, we doing this or we not doing this? And if you really want to be there, you'll put in the effort.
Yeah, and I was there for that. I've known my brother Noomsi a very long time, and there was a point like where like she put it to him, like she was like, "Hey man, it's either gonna be barbecue or mildew, my brother. There ain't gonna be no in between."
Right.
And I honestly believe that sometimes if okay, I'm a man, or at least I play one on TV.
I hope.
We're gonna do exactly what's allowed. In most men are gonna do what they're allowed. So if Brett continues to let Ryan go through this walking contradiction like he's doing, it's gonna get all the way to decision day,
He gonna say no,
and she's gonna want to be in, and he's gonna say no, and at that point, her feelings are gonna be broke. Her heart gonna be broke.
So what she needs to do is do what women. I'm telling you, what she needs to do is give him a dose of his medication. Step back, ignore his ass, and act like it don't matter, and then that's when he'll come around. That is the best.
She can't do that though.
That is the best recipe for any woman for a man. When you start to ignore men, that's when they understand that okay, something ain't right, and I might be losing the best thing. Am I preaching, Key?
You preaching? I had felt it. Hey, hold on.
When you ignore, tell the truth, Big Mom.
He said, "Tell the truth, big man."
I can't deny you right
Yes,
there,
you
man.
can. So if
It's
your
facts.
wife,
It's facts.
Well,
It's
apparently all the women are
So
chiming
if
in.
your
Caroline
wife,
Watson said 100.
so your wife told you get your stuff together or else. Now let's say she did the or else, and the or else would have been I'm ignoring you and I'm not gonna deal with you because you have wasted my time. How would you have felt about that?
I would probably now back then I probably would have broken down in a big pile of mush and been like, baby, please, please, baby, please, please, baby, please.
Thank
But
you, Yusuf.
I'll put
Don't
it
look
to you
at me
like
like
this:
that.
women, I'm backing off on y'all on this one. Y'all got it. Y'all got that one. You crack the whip, I jump in line. There you go. I love my wife for her strength and the ability to really look me in my eye and call me on my ish. Because after that conversation, a lot of things started falling into place.
Ibrahim said, "You want a man to feel good, give him what he needs." I think I meant feel. If you want a man to feel, I'm sorry. If you want a man to feel, give him what he needs. I was trying to help him out. I thought it was correct.
What he needs. You can never
He's
give
giving him what
somebody
he
too
needs.
much of what they already don't appreciate. So if he doesn't want her, it doesn't matter if she sleep with him. It doesn't matter if she like pours all this love to him. If he doesn't appreciate what she's giving to him already, you can't give him.
He doesn't feel it.
It's not gonna work.
Right.
All right.
So the main
Let's.
thing is you don't think he don't appreciate her.
He don't want her.
I don't think he's attracted to her.
All right. I can see that. I know he's not attracted
Because
to her.
remember, the first thing he said was the red hair. That's the first thing that he harped on was her red hair.
Did he say that?
Huh?
Did he say we talk too much on our show?
Who?
Ibrahim.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
He said we talk too much.
No, he said they talk too much. All right.
Who is they?
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to
next segment. Next segment.
No, he wasn't talking about y'all. He was talking about them. Them over there.
Who is them?
Them over there.
Who is
I don't know, but they over there. I don't know, but they over there. All right. We're gonna move on to who is. We're gonna move on to who is quickly becoming my favorite couple. Gil and Mirla. Mirla poses a good question. And I'm gonna ask each one of you to answer it. And people who are on the live, please, I want you to chime in and answer. Is loving someone a choice?
Yes.
You think it's a choice, Key?
I do.
Jennifer?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, Jennifer.
I think it's a choice.
You ready? You want me to expound? You want me to say something more?
I can see it in the face. She about to give a dissertation right now, boy.
And I am. All cameras on. Here you go. But no, it is a choice because we choose the people that we want to love, even if it's good for us or even if it's bad for us. And usually with women like myself, I choose I'm not going to say that, but we sometimes tend to choose the wrong ones to love. That's why I say it is a choice, because I have the choice to choose someone like now that loves me back and that is good to me. I chose that. And I could choose to leave if I want to. I could choose to stay if I want to. In this instance, I choose to stay. So there you go.
All right. Jeff?
I do think it's a choice. And I remember somebody telling me this once, like marriage is literally nothing but two people choosing to stay with each other no matter what. And that's something I personally stick by now, because I know, there have been bad choices, a lot more bad choices by me. There have been good choices and things like that. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to look at each other and either come to some agreement on these choices or be like, these are the choices that are going to break us apart. So I do think it's a choice.
All right. Well, let's get into what the listener said. Carolina Watson, she says yes, it's a choice. Lynn, who's not here today, she says no, it's not a choice. What's this? Miranda McKee? Mickle, I'm sorry, Miranda Mickle, my bad. She says yes, it is a choice. Okay, cuz. All right. Ibrahim says it is a choice. And Carolina says, yes, my mom said that you have to choose each other. I don't know. I kind of think that for for us, yes. I don't think you have a choice in who you love. I think you decide whether to stay there.
Yeah, like you decide, do you listen to yourself? Do you listen to what your heart's saying?
Yeah.
Well, if you're deciding to stay there, that means that you've chose the person to stay with and love them.
Yeah,
And
no,
you've
but I'm saying I don't think
decided
you.
to stay there.
But Jen, I'm saying that that's what I'm saying. I think you've said, hey, look, you know, you realize that your feelings have changed. You realize, hey, man, I love this person. But then you go, okay, well, it's up to me to decide to stay in these feelings. It's up to me to decide to stay in these feelings or not, because that's where the decision comes in. Like Jeff said, somebody told him once that a marriage is two people deciding to choose to, no matter what, stay together. And how many people decide not to? They were in love and they decided not to stay. Yeah, and that's where I think the decision is. I don't think the decision is in whether you fall in love with somebody or whether you love somebody. Because CL, my co-host at Relationship Status, he doesn't believe that people fall in love.
I don't believe you do either. I believe you grow in love.
You grow in love. That's what he says. He believes you grow in love.
It could be a choice. You decide to grow.
I don't know. Maylin says you choose the person, but the love is natural. The feeling is not a choice.
If you choose it, I feel like.
Ibrahim says, I believe you fall in love, but it's your choice to share that love and let them know and allow them to be a pet of your feelings. Oh, what?
Because you can self-sabotage, or you can talk yourself out of, like, you can kind of put a wall up to prevent yourself from falling in love if you try hard enough. That's why I say it's a choice.
Shouts out to CL in the building.
What up, boy?
Mr. High Value Man himself.
CL said it's
wisely.
CL said it's a choice, so choose wisely. All right, let's go ahead and let's move on before oh wait, hold on. Miranda had something else to say. Feeling love versus choosing to share love can be different. It's a choice. I don't know, Miranda. We probably have you on the next episode to debate that. All right, maybe there needs to be a relationship status episode. Do we choose to be in love, or CL, hit me up, let me know. Should we cover that on the show? Is it a choice? I think that's a good, and we should have a little panel on. Then we get into Jose and Rachel. Communication seems to be Jose's issue. Is it because he doesn't respect Rachel? That's the question I posed. Like, is it because he doesn't respect Rachel?
I think so. I think he, I think he believes in the man is the head and she's supposed to be the tail. In this, I thought when they paired them together that Rachel is supposed to find her voice, but I don't think she's finding it because he talking all the damn time and he over talking her. Her voice, his voice, and everybody else's voice. Key, I just need you to do the smile one more again. That ain't it. That wasn't it. But he,
y'all silly.
He talks just to hear himself talk all the damn time. I'm so sick of him talk. Every time he talk, I just walk out the room, and I come back when I think he finished.
Never.
All right. Then they transition over to Zack and Michaela. They reveal that have been in love. Shocker. What are your thoughts on Zack's checklist?
Zack had the thing about it, he had really great things on his checklist. It wasn't like far-fetched at all. Like at all. It was basic healthy relationship qualities.
Because he sees it with his parents.
She's back crazy. That's why it was so
it was
for her.
Right. It was crazy for her to identify with it because she's so toxic. And then for two, he's coming from a family that has all of those checks, right? Because that's why his parents' marriage their marriage is so successful. They're a family. I said it in the beginning, they were a cult because it was just like, oh God, this is unbelievable.
Did you say a cult?
But yes, didn't I say that? I said it's like cultish, like they just doing too much. But it's not. He just comes from that Huxtable type family where they build and they have a foundation. And that's all the man is saying in his checklist. This is a foundation. This is where I'm starting and this is where I want to end. The reason why Michaela can't see that is because her ass is crazy and she's toxic And she knows, yeah, you'll be loyal, but you're gonna be a loyal crazy, like a toxic loyal ratchet crazy.
Like a pit bull. That's
Yeah.
what she is. Pit bull.
And
Like
I can
that.
say, I don't believe that Zack, I don't think Zack's telling the truth. I believe Zack has been in love. He's just been hurt because he says he's dealt with, and his friend even said that you've dealt with this toxic stuff before. So he's been through something. He's been in something. Now for her, I believe it because ain't nobody gonna fool with that. All that crazy.
All right. I get it. Jeff, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, them two relationship is just, I ain't gonna say comedy, but it's just the back and forth is I don't know. For Zack, like I can understand the checklist, but I guess this goes to my whole thing about like flexibility. You know who you married to, you know what's going on, and you know for certain you're not going to get all of these things on your checklist. Like there's no way you get the entire checklist. So is it okay if she doesn't check all the boxes? You won't
No,
call
it's
him
not
Zack?
okay because then he would be settling.
Is it okay if somebody doesn't check all your
But
boxes?
his boxes
No,
were
because
not.
you're settling.
But his boxes weren't his. I don't
were
think it's
healthy
settling.
qualities.
Like
Those were stuff that you should have.
until the last two that he threw shots directly at her and somebody who
did.
can handle conflict.
The
But
conflict
you do
thing is a constant shot.
Conflict. It just so happened that she can't, so it was shady.
So
What was on the checklist? Wait a minute. Let me ask this. When they did the checklist and they did the little thing by her head, and it said ding, ding. Were they saying that she had these, or they were just like throwing?
No, they
jabs?
was just putting the checklist up there because if they were saying she had these, they would have skipped straight down
Okay,
all of that.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so no, he needs all of that because remember his family. He already said he wants a marriage imaged in his parents, imaged as his parents' marriage, right? So
I know
why
that's
not?
that's his problem right there, though, man. He's not gonna get his parents' marriage with her. That's
That's
too
true.
big.
Her.
Not
well,
with her.
no. Let me say this. And I'm gonna bring a point. I have a friend of mine. When I was married, it was shortly before my divorce. I went to him because he was married, and I said, "Hey, man," I said, I need some advice. And he was like, "I'm gonna give you the same advice my parents gave me." And I was like, "Well, what's that?" Because he had a long pause, and I was like, "What's that?" And so he was like, "My parents said they're not going to give me any advice because my marriage is not their marriage. I can't give you any advice because your marriage is not my marriage. And each marriage individually is its own thing because it's two totally different people than the people that you're trying to put in this. So if you're saying if you're trying to say that you're trying to accomplish what your parents have, I would say it's impossible to do because your parents are two totally different people. Because you don't know as a child. Well, let me say this, Jenn. As a child, you have no clue what's going on in adult world.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So to say you're gonna model it after your parents' relationship, or I think that's an unrealistic thing for people to say. Because my parents did. You don't know if your daddy was running the streets.
And your mama knew.
Shoot, and your mama knew, and she just said, "Hey, look,"
and she chose,
and she chose to say.
But they still gave them the image that it was a healthy marriage, so that they can grow from that. And when they get married, it can be healthy. And we do have problems in the midst of the marriage. I think what I'm saying, as far as an image, like me and my boo talked about that yesterday. His parents are loving, he may have seen his parents have spats, but they're in their 70s and they're traveling and they're enjoying each other and they hold hands and they do these things. When I grow old and when I get with my husband, these are things that I want to, that's an image that I see myself doing with my mate. I know it's going to be problems and I know, but I think I'm saying the image of foundation, the foundation that they have set for this boy. He's not going to get that from her. He's not.
No, but what I'm saying, I think, Jenn, what you're missing is what I'm saying here is, yes, they set this foundation and they put on, and to a certain degree, us as adults for our kids. For our kids, we put on a facade the majority of the time. We put on this, hey, like even if like for those people who are separated and their kids are in the middle, right. I'm not gonna, no matter what happens, I'm not gonna bad talk their mom, or
Right.
I'm not going to bad talk
Yeah.
their dad
Yeah.
Right.
because I don't want them to see this.
Exactly.
If we're in this marriage and Jeff is in a, no matter what, we're going to stay together. No matter how bad it gets, we're going to stay together. What the kid sees is, oh, my parents are happy.
Yeah.
Because what? They stayed together.
Yeah.
We don't know as children, and our kids don't know what they stayed together through.
Right.
So as the kids are coming up, and this generation of people, the generation that Michaela and Zack are a part of, and Key is as well, they don't have the same wherewithal of patience that was had with his 70-year-old parents.
Yeah.
Right.
Because marriage was a different institution then.
Yeah.
So you're saying that he's searching for a different, something that was started in a different time period. So to think that he's going to get that is unreasonable.
It's
So what you
unreasonable
do,
because,
what you do,
and
what you do
I
with your,
agree
no,
with you. I agree with you because, you know, his generation, I mean, now you see a lot of single women, single men, single parents. So I definitely understand that. However, I think his parents come from a generation that they're showing him something different than people that are in his generation sees. And I think that that's very healthy because he's just not going to settle with anything because he sees something different every day with his parents. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
I understand that. But his parents probably understood the fact that nobody's perfect. You think his
Right.
dad checked all of his mom's boxes?
But his
Do you
list
think his
wasn't that.
no?
Do you
But
remember the list?
I remember the list.
These are normal traits.
No,
He's not asking for
The,
too
the
much.
list,
I'm not-
the
I'm not
list
saying
isn't
this.
bad. The list ain't bad.
No,
It's
I'm
the
not saying-
expectation.
No, it's not. The list isn't bad.
He can't meet the
I'm not saying the list is. I'm not saying the list is. What I'm saying is you're asking a woman, and I'm by no means am I on Michaela's side. I'm not on Michaela's side. I think she's batshit crazy. Okay, so I'm not on her side. All right. I think she's a loon. I think they have a room with rubber walls, and she need to get a jacket that make her hug herself. So I do believe that. All right. So
Did
I'm
you
not
say a
saying
rubber room?
yeah, and a jacket that make her hug herself. So at the end of the day,
her bread ain't done in the middle.
yeah, her bread ain't done in the middle, and I believe that. So I'm not on her side. But what I'm saying is, he's expecting someone that he's known for 2 weeks. He's expecting someone that he's known for 2
But
weeks
hold up.
to.
Hold up.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
To meet his what he believes is expectation, what his expectations are. And because he's seen, this conflict, this conflict, that, now he's like, I'm about to skate. After 2 weeks, yes, he's shown crazy. She's shown red flags. This and third. And we always talk about, I know on our show, your show, Key.
Yeah, I talk about it.
On Very Necessary, y'all talk about it all the time. Red flags. When you see the red flags, you got to be out.
Right.
But sometimes, and I'm just saying, while you got this 3 months that you got to be there, at least see if we can't work towards getting your conflict resolution better, because I'm of the opinion that the majority of those boxes, I think Michaela fits. The majority of them. The majority. I'm not saying
Do you
all.
remember the list?
I remember the list. I'm just
I feel
telling
like
you.
you don't.
I do.
Because she only fit like 2.
I think she fit more than
No,
that.
she was. It says loyal, educated.
Yeah.
It's
like good looks and things like that. And,
Yeah,
it was a base foundation.
It was
I think
a base
what she lacked
foundation
was
for
the
people that she
last
beat.
2.
I think the thing that he's holding on to, the buzzing, because he said it in his analogy, the 3 buzzes. So he said the bee buzzed him 3 times. The 3 buzzes are the 3 times she dealt with how he felt wrong for dealing with conflict. And good point, Ibrahim. And that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you can learn from the red flags. You don't always gotta you don't always gotta run.
You act like he's out. He's not.
He is.
He's not. That whole conversation they had on that date, and he asked her, could they get back to where they needed to be? He wants to get back there. It's not that he checked out.
Okay,
but she
I'll
had
give
to
you that.
show him a different
I'll give
side.
you that. I'll give you that.
You can't hold him like, okay, the
But
thing
this is the. Go ahead, Key. I'm sorry.
It's like he can't let go until she shows him that she can be different. In these last 2 weeks, she's been exactly the same.
Which is I agree with that.
But I think he wants her to change. He wants that. That's why he asked her, do you think we can get back how we was? She couldn't even tell him, yeah.
That's
she don't
toxic
even feel
people.
like she has faith in it either.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Okay, I
the
can
thing
do
that
that.
got
she don't believe it.
me with this is let me tell you how delusional she is. She said she's saying, this is what she told girls. She says, yeah, we're having some issues. We're still trying to learn each other because we're, fresh in our marriage, and we just know we want to be married. That's a cop out. Your behavior is unexcusable. You are because I did this and I acted out just because this is new and fresh in our marriage, and I don't know you and you don't know me. You should never act like that. You should be a lady at all times. She's delusional.
I want to see Michaela's list.
She's toxic.
I want
And
to see. I want to see Zack.
He's gonna have to I'm telling you, he's gonna have to beat that thing down. And I'll be there for that. Huh?
He already did that. How he caught that COVID.
Yeah. He's gonna have to catch COVID again to get away from her.
All right, we're gonna move on a little bit. Jose, everybody gets the call. They go to like this brief kind of interlude. Jose invites everybody to a cookout. And everybody kind of doubts that Michaela's gonna be there. They question it. Bao sets up a bar, then they shift to Bao and Johnny, and Bao has kind of gone. Bao's 100% in. I don't care what nobody says. She actually listened to Johnny and the things that he likes and the things that he likes to do, and that's how he got the Fruit of the Looms. Because she walked in and he walked in and she had a whole bar set up. All of that was good, and he fell for it. She combines bar games with fried chicken and beer. What's better? Bar games, fried chicken, and beer. Maybe a glass of Douce. Other than that, that's about all she had.
That's it. You gotta have a household.
And what we learned, I think, and I wrote it in my notes, like they're both very corny people.
They are. They're so adorable when he ain't being what he's being.
They are the perfect match of nerd.
Exactly. She accepts him for his nerdy ways.
And Johnny gets those Fruit of the Looms.
Package pennies.
The package pennies.
Did you see the way he was smiling though on the can, like the day after?
But you know what? He pissed me off when they did the paint and sip for themselves, and she just wanted her picture to be right.
No,
and all she think about is taking his package panties off and going in that room.
Anybody could tell from the moment she walked through the door what the goal was, what the mission was. The way he had that all set up, let's be romantic and all that, but you know what we about to do after this date over.
He about to rub
because it happened. He just he wanted to take his package panties off and take her in the room. That's all.
I mean, but I'm saying, like, do you think though, like the way she started obsessing over the details of the painting threw off the date, even if they weren't, even if that wasn't the goal?
Personality.
Okay, think about it, Big Muff. She likes to go to art museums and she likes art. So yes, to her that's important. And the thing that you're missing because you're a man and you don't pay attention to detail is she enjoys it. She enjoys it. She enjoys doing the little sip and paint. She wanted her picture nice. It could actually be a picture for her to hang up in her house. You never know. And he's gonna act like a donkey.
I mean, but still, I guess what I'm saying is, like, in the moment though, did you think she lost sight of what was actually happening? Because when she started obsessing, that's when they really lost that connection of the date, of the spending time with each other. It's like, yo, I got to get this right. I got to get this right. I got to get this right.
Yeah, I thought she became obsessive. I even put that in my notes a little bit. But we're gonna skip. We're gonna come back to that. Everybody shows up to the barbecue at Jose's house. Gil brings about a question: what can your spouse do to make you fall in love? Key. I thought it was a good question.
That was a good question.
I'm asking you.
Oh, what my spouse can do?
What can your spouse do?
I hope I love my spouse.
We're gonna go around. We're gonna go around. We're gonna go around and we're gonna ask. And we want the listeners to chime in. Go ahead and put it in the comments. What can your spouse do to make you fall in love? Your future spouse, I guess.
Yeah, because we ain't getting into that. The future one. All right, so what can my future spouse do? Okay. Now I'm trying not to start too low because Zach told me that my goals was too low. So let me he
Don't you
has to
listen to
be
Zachary?
he has to be consistent. And what I mean by consistent is I want you to, yes, I do want stuff to improve over time, but I want you to show me the same thing over and over again. I don't need you to change the way that you feel about me or change how you handle me from day to day. So I do need consistency. I do need for you to offer me a safe space emotionally, because if I'm battling something or I got something going on and I can't vent to you, who do I have? Like, why are you here if I can't talk to you? So I need a safe space. Also, I need for him to cook, because if y'all listen to my show, you already know why he needs to cook. Thirdly, thirdly, what else? I need for him to teach me, because it's been so many situations where I had to lead and I'm actually not a dominant woman. So I want to be able to trust him to lead me and teach me what I don't already know. And I feel like those qualities with some tacos, I could fall in love. I could.
Did
I
you say
could.
with some tacos?
You got to listen to my show, MyCurlsSpeak Key, every Wednesday, each and every Wednesday.
I missed the tacos part.
Yeah, the tacos and the cooking.
All right. So let's get into the next thing.
You ain't asked everybody else.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I guess I could jump in on this one. Proud to say, come Lord, let me make sure I get this right so I can shout my wife out on the show. Come next week, me and my wife have been married for 8 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. September 21st, man, whole 8 years. The thing that my wife did to make me fall in love was a couple of different things. She was patient with me and was patient enough to see me through my foolishness, like in the early stages of our marriage and all that type of stuff. B, she called me on my ish when I needed it. But the main thing is she was strong in the areas that I was weak, and I was a little better in some of the things that she needed to work on. So that's kind of really what made me fall in love with her, because we were partners in this thing. We were friends first, and we were partners in this thing. I can give you my whole backstory on how I met her and all that, but that'd be a whole long different thing there. Like, I've actually known my wife since middle school. So that's something completely different there. But yeah, that's it. That's it there.
Okay. I don't know. I don't. I think for me, it's more support than anything else, and I think it's just getting behind me and pushing.
Yeah.
When that time comes.
That's what most men want. We just want somebody to be our support system.
Yeah,
say, I got you, baby. I got your back.
Jenn, you're back in the building. We had some technical difficulties with Jenn.
Is it better?
Okay, so what is it? Yeah, it's better. Okay. So what is it that your spouse or future spouse can do to make you fall in love with them?
I think it's security, to feel safe. Always to feel safe, and that's with my emotions. If I feel like I'm going through something, I should be able to talk to you. Security financially, security just physically, everything. Secure me. Be my hero. Right? I would say definitely to make me feel wanted and desired and adored. Like you want to be here. I want you to act like I want you to be here with me. I would say just pay attention to small details. I'm not big on a lot of gifts, but just pay attention to detail, and just be consistent and be honest and loyal and believe in love and believe. My biggest thing is if someone believes in unconditional love, if they believe in unconditional love, you got me. Unconditionally.
Okay. I think that's fair. That's fair. All right. We didn't get any listeners to comment, so we'll.
Well, your cousin said nothing. He's his own man.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So
nothing.
he did say that.
I'm my own man.
because he chooses to fall in love. Okay.
Gil talks about their. I think Gil and Michaela are on a good track. Because Gil. I'm sorry, not Gil and Mirla. Yeah, they're on a good track. Gil talks about their growing intimacy. You can see them kind of holding hands and touching. And I think a lot is happening with them when the cameras are off.
Mm-hmm.
I think
so.
they may be having some deep conversation. I think they're having some intimate moments. I don't think he's had a kiss yet, but I do believe that they're going through some. I do think they're having some things go on that's got them kind of in a good place. And it seems to be growing organically. Like Gil is extremely patient, which I think is just what Mirla needs. I think Mirla's strong self. She's a lot.
Yeah,
she does a lot.
Putting it.
and I think that's a way. It's like that's a way for her to push people away.
Mm-hmm.
And Gil is almost like, okay, whatever. Oh, organic cookies. Okay, I'll eat them too. Like I ain't gonna like them, but I'll eat them.
Do you remember in the beginning when she was speaking with Rachel, and even though she was saying what she said, she basically was in her own. Well, I'll sum it up. She was saying that Gil be doing corny stuff, but did you see how giddy she was getting as she was talking about him? Like she was smiling and all that. Like you can tell, like she might. It's almost as if she's playing like she hard to get, but I really likes him. Like I could tell that she likes him.
She ain't gonna let nobody else know she cracking him.
It changed my perspective last episode when I saw how warm she was with his mom and like that. I agree with Yusuf. I think there's a lot of things that's going on behind camera, like off camera, because you could tell like how they act. There's a lot of more conversations than the superficial stuff that we hear.
Yeah. But I think some of that's production. I think you gotta have. They gotta have that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have to. CL said, just be yourself. And I think that's what Gil's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Gil's just being himself. And not only is Gil being himself, Mirla is being herself.
Yeah.
And Gil is being accepting of who she is while still putting expectations on, yo, look, hey, this is how, I'm not going to go nowhere no matter what you do. So, I don't care how you act. I'm going to be right here. Lynn said, Ibrahim says, they're going to work.
I think so too.
I think they're going to work, man.
I think so too.
Shouts out to Ibrahim. I want to take a second to plug one of our new shows about to drop, Relationship Status After Dark with Neek and Ebe. They recorded the other day. Episode's probably not going to come out, but it's hilarious. Those two together is pure chemistry. Maylin, she says, nope. She's still the ice princess. She's herself who sucks. I don't think Mirla sucks. I think Mirla's growing on me.
I don't like.
I think Mirla's growing on me.
She growing on me too.
I think Mirla's growing on me.
I think she's been burnt before, and she's been burnt. That's one thing. And then secondly, I just think she just do too much, and she's gonna lose out on this good man by doing too much. Chivalry is not all. I don't think the guy's trying to just get your draws and be out of it. He's married to you. Just go ahead and give him the stuff.
Or give him a kiss.
Just drop your package.
Just drop the draw.
Pull out the Capri Sun
already. I'm so sick of her.
Get the extra large straw for the Capri Sun.
And all he's doing is begging. He's just like a little pet. Can I have some? Can I get a kiss? I just want a kiss.
No.
She made me mad.
Jen, I disagree. Jen, I disagree on that.
Huh?
But that's in her nature. Her nature is to.
You see that?
Her nature is.
That's what I'm talking about, Carolina.
Put your knee off in that thing.
That's what I'm talking about. Break her back off.
Jump off the dresser.
From the top,
she made me mad. This man sitting here rubbing your stank feet and smelling like corn chips. And she talking about his massage large on my feet. It was more like 5-ish. I could have hit her right in her forehead. She made me sick. I can't stand her.
All right. We're gonna move on a little bit. Is Brett at this point looking at everybody else and what everybody else is doing? She says she starts to compare the relationship that she has with Ryan to everybody else. Is she right for that? Do you think she's right to compare? Should we compare? And ask that begs a bigger question. Should we compare? Maylin says exactly stink ugly.
That's right, Maylin. That's my girl.
I think it poses a bigger question, which is, should we compare our relationship and our journeys with our mate with everyone else?
No. But I think what Brett is trying to say is we've all started this at the same time. Why aren't we where everyone else is, or at least halfway or somewhat modeling or resembling what they have? Does that make sense?
No, I understand what you're saying, but if you start a relationship with your man at the same time I start my relationship with a woman, y'all relationship is going to move at whatever pace it's at. Mine is going to move at whatever pace it's at.
Right.
And I don't think that you can compare, even though they all started the process the same. Nobody's behind closed doors. Nobody knows what's happening.
Right.
We don't know if this is a front because right after this scene, Michaela and Zack both open up about, they're both open about what's, their relationship. But Michaela is still fake as hell in the situation. She's still being fake. She's not telling the whole story. She's not telling everything. Oh, I couldn't have asked for a more perfect man. When he's talking to you, you look at him like he's got two heads. You know what I'm saying? I guess he does.
Psychotic.
But pause. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day,
Late, my bad.
you caught it late. Like, oh my God. Treat me like a tomato and ketchup. So at the end of the day, I think that she has two switches.
Yep.
I just think that you can't compare your relationship with anyone else's. You can't compare your marriage. You can't compare a friendship you have with one person to a friendship you have with someone else.
That's true.
That is true. That is very.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Brett is suffering from what some of us suffer from within relationships. Like, she wants that over there because she's in this place of, I think I love him, but that feeling isn't reciprocated to me. So what I see, Jose and Rachel touching each other and kissing each other every 10 friggin' seconds.
Right.
Gil and Mirla, although they're not kissing, they're affectionate towards each other. There's touch there. Bao done gave up the juice box and then made, she told what she told him early. Johnny used to eating that dog food. He had that mugu gap pan that night.
Had that extra large mushu serving.
Yeah, the extra large serving the mushu. That bow.
That bow chicken.
You know what I'm saying?
Bow, bow.
I mean, but I'm just saying, like, you can't compare. So now they're affectionate out in public. Michaela and Zack, Michaela puts on the front.
Yeah.
So she's sitting there saying, hey, our relationship is this, our relationship is that. And now you're comparing your relationship to what?
Exactly.
She feels, you can't compare, but I think she just kind of feels left out. And I think it's something that she desires and she wants so bad because from her history, it sounds like she's never had it.
Yeah. Well,
she's not a serial dater. She's only been out on a few dates. We've never heard of her talk about anyone being serious. So she kind of feels left out. Like, everybody else got this going on and I don't. And I don't understand why. So I could understand that.
Okay. All right. I get you. Miranda McKee, you cannot compare Mackie. I'm sorry. I keep messing up your name, Miranda.
Michael. Get my cousin name right, please.
Hey now.
I'm gonna bring her with me next time.
You cannot compare to other relationships. You have to focus on what you have and work on that. That's right up your alley, Jen.
Saturated.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Babies don't know how to
Babies don't know how to act.
All right. Let's move on a little bit. And we're gonna try to get this show closed out. I know we done held y'all hostage for long enough. All right, they have some more dates. Continue with the date trend. Zack, which I thought was cool, and he gave me an idea. I'm gonna try that at some point. Zack organizes a cooking class over Zoom. Well, hold on, I ain't organizing no Zoom cooking class.
I'm about to say you gonna be the chef.
Over Zoom for him and Michaela. Along the way, they learn more about their kitchen habits, particularly Michaela's need to heavily season her shrimp scampi.
That was
listen.
Okay.
He looked at it and was like, yo, you know what? You're doing a lot. Like, what is you?
Again, at what point do you just be like, stop, because I got to eat this? He let her put all that seasoning on there.
That should be on. That should have been on his checklist. The cooking.
I'm sorry, Miranda. I don't mean to shred your name. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I said Miranda.
Miranda
No,
and
it's Miranda.
Miranda.
Okay. At this point, just give it up.
Okay, I give it up. All right. Johnny and Bao. He organizes a date, and this is what y'all referenced earlier. Y'all talked about the fact that she had a he listened to her, and she likes to paint and sip, and so she had a paint and sip thing going on. He had a paint and sip thing going on for her, but it seemed like she got a little.
She got obsessed.
So they introduced Val and told us
y'all gonna leave her alone.
Like that's her personality.
I mean, that's her personality. But like, if you're trying to get to know this person, you're trying to get to know this man. He's planned this date obviously for you. Be present in the date and let the little stuff go.
She was present in the date. She was painting stuff.
She was present, and then once it was like, okay, I gotta get this higher. I gotta get this lower. I gotta get to the date. You could see it. You watched the episode. You was like, this ain't even worth all that.
He rubbed on their knee.
You think so?
Of course.
He went back for a second helping.
Pillow is gone. I'm gonna get in. What she said? I'm gonna get in his heart like a parasite. Yeah, because she was parasiting the peen.
What?
Wait. Hold on. My mind went somewhere.
As for Johnny and Bao, he organizes a redemption date in their apartment to make up for ghosting her at an art museum in the past. Now that's what I thought that was so thoughtful. The reason why
that was
like the fact that I ghosted you at that was the reason why we came on this.
That was.
Finally, Mila and Gil, they go on a date. Mila chooses the restaurant. And Gil, of course, says what? What does Gil say?
This kind of he don't eat out much.
Yeah, he said this is bougie.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. This bougie woman took me here, and I just want to go home and get some scrambled eggs and whatnot.
He want to get in them packaged panties.
Hey, listen, bro. I'm a person who believes I like going out to eat. I am a foodie. I love restaurants. I just like doing that. And the fact that she took him to a nice restaurant, I don't think it's a bougie thing. I think that's just his perception because I don't think he's used to stuff like that.
But
no, I think he was saying that it was just too excessive, right? He was saying that it was just too much. I mean, she talking about 2 dinners a month and brunch every weekend. That is a lot.
I mean, but you gotta try to you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it spicy. Like I think she might be the maybe a little bunch, but you gotta go to maybe brunch a week, a date night here and there, something.
Yeah, you got to do something, I think. Her reason for going there revolves around the fact that they have a drink on the menu named after Chanel 5. Gil addresses Mirla candidly by telling her he needs to begin feeling wanted because right now he just feels like something Mirla wanted to check off her list. not because she wanted a genuine relationship. Do y'all feel like that? Do you feel like she wanted to check him off the list? Like it's just like yo, this is just I just want to.
Oh no, he an accessory.
I
don't think
I don't feel like that anymore.
I think that I don't think that's the type of man that she would have selected for herself. There it is. I think she wants an unrealistic man. She's all about, the money and the lavish and the money. And I think she wanted someone with a little bit more money to lavish and take care of her. And well, not take care of her, but to agree with her habits.
I can see that. I could agree with you, Jen. I don't agree with you often, but I could agree with you on that. I think he's wearing her down though. Mm-hmm. He's like Steve Urkel. I'm wearing you down. Like I think he's really like everything that, because he's like, yeah, I'll go out. It's bougie, but I'm gonna tell you what I respect the most about Gil, more than anything else. This is what I respect about Gil. Gil is gonna speak his mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You ain't got to worry about how Gil feel. Gil gonna tell you, and I respect that about him because I think most people would, in the same situation he's in, would reserve their feelings and their thoughts and their processes, and they would just wait till decision day and just be out. Yeah. I just think that wholeheartedly. And Ibrahim, that's a good point. I do think that she likes Gil. I think she genuinely likes Gil.
I think she would love him if he had money, but she does like him.
Yeah,
because how can you?
Thank you, Lynn.
Because he got that list. But besides that, like, how could you not? He does,
girl.
Right?
I'm gonna have that drop.
He's moist.
Yo, I gotta bring up. I will bring up a point. Ibrahim just said she was home alone with the dog, and I bet she's gonna walk him. At the beginning of the episode, when she was with Rachel, remember Rachel said something about the dog. She said, "Oh, don't worry about it. He's just gonna go over there and lay down."
She didn't seem grossed out like she usually is.
No, because she's in. She's in.
It's something happened behind the camera. That dog did something real nice for her. Like you ain't.
I'm telling you, he might not have got a kiss, but he might have kissed the box. All right.
King. King. Where he going? I don't know where he go.
All right. What? Now we're gonna get into one of our last segments. What you watching? This is where we let our listeners know what we're watching. We've put on some people to some dope shows. We've had some feedback on clickbait, billions, and all the other things. So what you watching? Hey, Jeff, what are you watching on TV besides Married at First Sight?
Other than the back of my eyelids when I'm not asleep, I am. Yosh, you put me onto this show, bro. I'm actually streaming Warrior, bro. That is a dope show.
I heard about that.
I'm streaming. Listen to me. Assam is my new dude right now. Bruce Lee did his thing when he wrote that, bro. I'm streaming the mess out of Warrior. And the other thing I'm watching is a black lady sketch show, a black lady sketch comedy show, something like that. I can't think of the name of it all the way.
That's dope. It's on what's that on? It's on
HBO Max.
HBO Max. That is it. Yes, yo, that's funny.
That is a funny show. It's got like Robin Thede and I can't think of the other ladies on it. But if you got time, check out a black lady sketch comedy show, like season 1 and season 2.
Yeah,
you'll be laughing for hours.
My guy Be Easy from the DJ Blaze radio show put me on that. It's dope. And Cliff from Carolina Sports Talk, they both watch that. It's really dope. Jen, what you watching?
Oh, I put somebody on your F Boy show. She enjoyed it. She binge watched it all night. She enjoyed it. Yeah.
F Boy Island is dope.
Yeah, she loved it. She was like, "Yeah." Shout out to Jasmine. She was like, "Yeah, I love that."
Especially the last episode, the season finale.
Woo, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. But I am watching Queen Sugar came back out, so I'm watching Queen Sugar. Love it. And I told you I'm a DC and Marvel Comics fan, so I am watching DC Titans. And every episode comes out on a Thursday, so I got to hurry up and finish with y'all because I got to stream that. Okay.
Jen,
Alright.
I watched Titans too. Jen, I watched Titans too. That last episode.
Oh my God, Red Hood is amazing. He is really tripping, right?
That is a
But
dope
Scarecrow
episode.
is doing the most.
Okay, I know now.
I'm just saying, watch the episode. Watch the episode. It's a whole different
I'm
language.
gonna get into it.
So you saw the one that dropped today?
Yeah, I saw the one that dropped today. I was up like at
I'm
12
ready.
a.m. so I saw it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. Key, what you watching?
So right now I'm streaming season 17 of Grey's Anatomy because me and my best friend are actually going to do a review show of season 18 when it come back on September 30th. I'm watching that. I'm watching All American season 3. Is it season 3? Yeah, because I like to watch it all at one time and I don't like to watch it week to week.
All Americans.
All Americans good.
I'm also watching, what else I'm watching? The British Bake Off because I like to hear them talk the way that they be talking. And what? Yes, I'll send you the link. You need to watch that. I like to watch people bake. I got the thing. I just really like to watch people bake. And I'm watching Degrassi from season 1 on Amazon Prime.
With Aubrey?
With Aubrey.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna give you mine. Oh, first let's get to the listeners, and then I give you mine.
Yes, Raising Canaan is that show.
I cannot get into it.
Raising Canaan.
Okay, Eve.
It's so different than Power.
No, let me say this. Let me tell you why Eve is all in on Raising Canaan. Eve is from Queens. He's from Promenade, Queens. Like, so he can relate to all of that. What I can say is, what I can say is the they got it right. As far as like growing up in New York and all of that, like they got in the 90s, they got that right. From the clothes to the music to the scenery to the feel of it is right. The story just feels like I think what I'm having an issue with Kanan is I know how it ends.
Yeah.
What I don't know is how, Ghost and Tommy come into play and like when he meets them, and I'm more interested in that rather than how he gets to this point. There have been some interesting episodes, I will say, and I think season 2 we're gonna do a review. I know we're gonna do. Pastor Remote is gonna have a review on the Power Book 2, which is the Tariq story.
That was good.
We're gonna have season 2, and we're definitely gonna do whenever Tommy comes out. I'm doing the Tommy episodes.
Oh boy, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, I
can't
love
wait
Tommy.
for that one.
Listen, hold on, Carolina Watson. I don't know what wrong with you, child.
Yeah, because I watched it 3 times.
Clickbait was awful.
I had watched it 3 straight.
Okay,
times.
Carolina Watson. Email us why you thought it was awful because we can't do that right now. We're at the end of the show, so we can't get into that. But I'm telling you, that show is the ish. Well, I guess I know now because you're talking about something. You watching Alfred Hitchcock Presents?
Alfred Hitchcock Presents?
Oh wait, hold on. She got another one. Gunsmoke.
Is that a Western?
That's a Western.
Yes, it's a Western.
That why she
I don't know. Listen, cuz I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't know. What I'm watching is I watched the show. It's on Netflix. First off, I'm in the circle. It is a show where
I love
it. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. And I'm gonna watch all 3 episodes when we get off this live, right after we get off this live. And the way it ended after that last episode, I need to see what's next. And really, and Jeff can attest to this one. And I don't know if you've watched it, Jeff, but we all know that 9/11 was last Saturday. Yeah. And for me, if you heard me on Carolina Sports Talk and the DJ Blaze radio show, as well as relationship status, I spoke about my experience and where I was on that day. Matter of fact, Jeff, we didn't hear from you, and Jenn, we didn't hear from you. So I'm gonna take a minute to do that because I believe that day for me changed a little bit of my life. Jenn, where were you and what were you doing on that day, and what were your feelings?
Um, I at the time was working a 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. shift, so I was in the bed. I clicked on the TV and I saw like the plane hit the building, and I was like, "Wow, this is kind of like what movie is this?" And I kind of like just dozed back off because I work nights. I woke up about maybe 2 o'clock, 2:30, no 2:15, and that's when CNN was blasting the TV, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is just simply awful. Like I cannot believe this is happening." And my heart just went out, and I really felt the effects because again, I work for Verizon. Remember, all phone towers and all were
Yeah.
just down. And this was the day, like I mean, I want to say, and those who work with me at Verizon, I want to say that whole week we got no calls, none, because at that point we were dealing just with the Northeast area, and New York was our main, like all of our customers, no calls. And that was just sad. And if we did, it was, I'm trying to find my family member. Can you just ping the phone? It was things like that. It was just, it was awful. And I just felt bad. And when people are trying to find their families and they were calling it, I felt really bad. And it was just like an awful feeling. It was like a gloom over the world. Just like now, it's a gloom.
Okay. Jeff, being from New York, my New York brethren, what was your what happened with you? Like, how did your 9/11 go?
So I remember, I can't remember if I was either a freshman or a sophomore in high school, and I was down here, but I still had family that was in New York. And when it hit, my mind instantly went to them because I know I'm from Long Island, so we usually don't go into the city that much, but I know I had family who would travel there for work and would travel there just like, on the weekends and stuff like that. So my mind went to them and I was like, yo, I got to call them because I think I had an uncle who was still up there. And, thankfully, everything turned out fine, but the effects of it really weren't felt by me until afterwards, because I think my uncle was one of the workers who had to, he worked in construction. So he was actually one of the people who was downtown helping to clean up all that type of stuff. And he was telling me, some of the horror stories and all the type of stuff like that. And then, after 9/11, everybody got real patriotic. And my older brother was actually one of the ones who joined the military after that. So right after 9/11, my brother's overseas, doing like, I think he did like 2 tours or something like that. So it was a different feeling. Like he just retired or he got out the military maybe like a couple years back or something like that. So it was something that you never think would happen. And it's something that you never think still affects you to this day. Because like I remember specifically sitting in the class and we were supposed to be watching something and they switched the video over to CNN. I never in my life have watched the news as much as I do then, and I still watch it today. And like it's just it was crazy. Like I thought about my friends, I thought about family members, I thought about like the places I went. Like I remember being in the city. I never went to the World Trade Centers, but like I remember going past there. I remember, the things that I did in the city and things like that. Man, it was just like to see that fall. It was like, wow.
Yeah, that's my sentiments exactly, man. Crazy day. My cousin Eve, man, he said he was on, I forget which street he was on, but he was right downtown when the buildings fell.
Yeah.
He was like a couple of blocks away when it fell. And it's just it's definitely tough. But if you're interested in that story, I think a lot of, and Beezy said it on his show, DJ Blaze Radio Show. You can catch it every Monday, all podcast platforms. He talked about like how a lot of these documentaries about stuff. Eve, I'm sorry. He was on 19th and 6th, which is right down the street.
Yeah.
It 19th and 6th is within the radius of the rubble and all of that. But he said that a lot of these documentaries have a curve because they're biased to one way or the other. Yeah. And the thing I liked about Turning Point, I think it's about 6 or 7 episodes. It's as unbiased as you can get in this situation, and it carries it from the Cold War, which started in 1979, which when I started, but it was in 1979, and how the United States went over there and kind of funded what became the Taliban at some point. how we kind of funded it, and it tracks it from then to the actual thing, and then it brings it up to like a couple of months ago with Biden and the pulling everybody out of Afghanistan. So it's dope. And like I said, of course, the circle. And like I said, each week we'll come and bring you something that you can go ahead and watch. I'm gonna be honest. He says it's still with him to this day, but he said he watched like from where he was. He literally like not on TV, watched the second plane hit and escaped the dust cloud. Like that's
tough, bro.
That's crazy. That's tough. All right, so we're gonna try to change gears a little bit and see if we can't break this somber mood a little bit. We're gonna go with the Who You Riding With segment, which of course I'm always right, but the Who You Riding With segment is brought to you by the people over at Crux Media. Oh geez, I lost my read. Okay, there we go. Brought to you by the people over at Crux Media. Looking to start a podcast or growing your podcast? Contact Crux Media via email at info@cruxmediagroupllc.com. Crux Media, where they aim to create, inspire, and promote all media. Crux, at the heart of everything media. Who you riding with, Jeff? Which couple do you think is going to be, by the time episode 10 ends, they are going to be on great terms, looking forward into their marriage?
I think, Lord, hold on, let me pray. I think Michaela and her accessory Gil. I think they'll be good.
Mira and Gil is her accessory? Oh my God.
Gil is her accessory. I think they'll be fine though. I think if she can get over the dog thing, she can get over everything else.
All right, listeners, we want you to chime in with your thoughts of who you think is gonna make it. Who you riding with? Jenn, who you riding with, Jenn?
I'm still gonna hold on to Brett and Ryan. Because I think he's gonna catch
you sounded like me out in these streets.
I'm look, it's gonna happen. He gonna figure it out.
Gil is a handbag. A designer handbag, Eve. A designer handbag, Eve. He's a Birkin bag.
Oh, you know your bags. That girl is lucky.
Damn, Jenn. Like Jenn got excited because he knew what bag it was.
That's right. Most men don't. What kind of bag you want, girl?
I don't know. Shit, you lucky if you get a grocery bag.
I can't fool with you.
Jenn, you got somebody with you. Carolina Watson says, Jenn, I'm with you.
That's
Key.
right.
Key, who you with?
Don't you dare
I know where you going.
Yeah,
Are you
I
going
already
back?
know who she gonna say.
Don't you dare say
You better not say
Johnny!
Don't you dare say it, Key.
You cannot go back.
I'm not going back.
Okay.
So
No, you can't go past the cow.
Dr. V.
No, you can't go with Dr. V either.
Okay. I'm going with Michaela and Gil.
Oh, you suck. That's what I was
Are
going
you
to pick.
serious?
I'm just, I can't go with Johnny. I really feel I have really good hopes for Michaela and Gil. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
If you can hope for Brett and Ryan, we can hope for Michaela and Gil.
Because she loves Ryan. Ryan's gonna catch up. He just gotta get some package panties too.
Mm-mm.
He gonna get some package panties and he gonna fall in love.
You're right. They need to go ahead and get that over with because that'll just put the end to everything. That's the period.
That's gonna resolve it all right there. When you give the package panties, boy, and I mean the big ones.
The 2-pack.
The 2-pack ones. The ones that's pink, white. What come in the pink? The package panties, Key. Beige, pink, white, and black.
They had like the ones I had the other day. They had like some light blue ones.
What is he doing?
Wait. I wasn't expecting to dive into colors and things of that sort.
You know what kind to get, Big Muff? What you talking about?
What is we doing?
Look, save the segment. Save the segment.
Moving on.
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you who I'm going with.
Who you going with?
Like what? Let's name
Why you
something.
get a whole drop for these? You go with Johnny and Bob.
Hey,
Oh, buddy. Oh, they going to the buffet. They going to the buffet. Kung Pao chicken 24/7.
I'm going with my boy Johnny and
You
Bob.
only did that because I didn't go with them.
You took my people, so I went with my people.
So they your people now?
I guess so. They were Johnny talking about. I keep my eyes shaky like Mr. Miyagi.
Johnny done had him some bow bow.
Oh, listen to me. Juice boxes and Kung Pao chicken for everybody.
Listen, Kung Pao chicken for everybody.
Juice boxes and extra crispy.
Oh my God.
King, before we go, you gotta smile one more time. How you doing, King?
I don't know where the show went, but it went left just now.
It was the package panties.
It went left just now.
Baby. Blue, white, and beige, and black. Goddamn.
Oh my God. Whew.
Oh, that's terrible.
Only us.
Juice box and Kung Pao chicken. Name the show.
It's bow bow
Juice
chicken. What you
box
talking
and
about?
Kung Pao chicken. That's the name of the show.
That's the name of this episode. What is it? Package panties, juice box,
Juice box and Kung
chicken.
Pao chicken.
Kung Pao.
No, I like Google Guy Pan better.
You know how to spell that?
Mugu
no, I
God
spelled
bad it
Mugu.
is.
Oh.
All right. Key. Well, we'll start with our guest first. Hey, Jeff, man, tell people where they can find you on social media. Oh, well, real quick, man. Jeff, right now, Jeff, that dude is working on a podcast. Should be out in about somewhere around 15 to 30 days.
Okay.
Big Muffin style. He's working on the podcast now. So let the people know where they can find you, Big Jeff.
They can find me sleep in my bed. They can find me in the trap. It's going down. Not really on social media like that right now, people. But when it pops off, y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna see me everywhere. But for right now, I'm on a social media cleanse.
I did.
Okay. All right. Hey, Jenn, where can they find you in the Ladies of the Very Necessary podcast?
All right, we are the very VARY Necessary Podcast. You can catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you can catch your podcast for free. We need you to subscribe, share, and hit the 5-star review. You can also catch us on Facebook under Unapologetic Talk. You can also catch us on Instagram under the very VARY Necessary Podcast. And also send us a very letter at our email. That would be the very necessary podcast at gmail.com. And if you just want to see me, you can go to Instagram and hit me at Chumpcee, CHUMPCEE. All right.
Key, where can they get you?
Okay, so y'all can find me each and every Wednesday. The name of the show is MyCurlsSpeak With Key. It's a lot of affirmations, a lot of Zen, a lot of all of that over there. Okay, you can find me at MyCurlsSpeak.com. On that website, you can find all my social media tags, the diary, Key, MCS with Key, all of that on there. You can click it there. And that's it. Yeah.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
Oh, yeah. And if you like to email me, you can email me at key@mycurlspeak.com.
All right, as always, you know we are Relationship Status Podcast. You can catch every Monday and Wednesday. We got 2 episodes a week. You catch me and my cohorts, CL Butler and Neek in the building. And you can catch us every Monday and Wednesday on all podcast platforms. If you want to join the conversation, you could do that. RELSTAT podcast right here, Crux Media. You know, if you want to leave us a voicemail, if you want to join the conversation, if you want to give your commentary on the episodes, you want to be a guest, hit us up. info@Crux Media Group LLC. That's info@Crux Media Group LLC. Or hit the hotline 843-310-8637. That's 843-310-8637. Hey, listen, Y'all asked for it. We gave it to you. You asked for us to be live.
Mhm.
And we here.
We here.
And we'll be here again next week. Hopefully we get Big Muffin style in the building back again next week.
I'm here, maybe muffins and all. I just finished. We good. I'm about to dust off these crackers after this too.
And you can follow me on social media, man, at Yosh in the building on all on all social media platforms. Usually I don't mess up, but that might be the do say. All right. So we're out of here, man. Peace.
To the queen.
The Relationship Status Podcast is sponsored by Unfiltered. Whether it's hoodies, long sleeve tees, leggings, joggers, or tech suits, Unfiltered has what you need to express yourself in any weather. Visit unfilteredforever.com and use the promo code RSP to get 10% higher order. That's unfilteredforever.com, promo code RSP. And remember, there's a science to being you.